Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OafDiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift. With me as always, Mr. Brent.
Doing it for the culture today.
Yeah.
Shayna.
Just be honest, all these things look like a Build-A-Bay.
And Webb.
It looked like he died, and it's like, well, I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of OafDiscussions. I'm your host, Kid Swift, the man with the gift, here to uplift. Always on time and never switching shifts. With me today, of course, is Mr. Webb.
Oh, I lost it.
Oh, no! No!
Oh, man,
I was coming in hot.
Yeah,
That was
went
great.
smack into a brick wall on that one.
Bam!
Wow. I blinked out. I was going to sit there and just come out with a
That was perfect. That was
sign in
almost
and
perfect.
everything.
That
Yeah,
was
golly.
Mr.
Oh,
Brent
man.
is not with us yet, but he might join in here in a bit. He's been working hard, finishing up his grad school stuff. So, yeah, hopefully he will join in soon. But, yeah, other than that, we got a few things to talk about, as always. A couple albums to take a look at.
Quite a few.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. And one song.
That Jay-Z laugh you just did.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
It's kind of crazy. It's nuts.
That was a terrible Jay-Z impression I just did.
Yeah,
But you got what the hell I was talking
yeah,
about.
you know what I was talking. You know what Jay-Z laugh is. But yeah, so we're gonna get to that stuff. But as always, we start with our weeks and go through that. So I'll start us off. Still been playing No Man's Sky like crazy. Mm-hmm. Very good. Crazy how much they improved that game. I won't go into it too deep as I did last week. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Just been checking out these albums and stuff that we're going to get to. One of the other things, getting ready for a few trips, a couple of shoots coming up, going to Chicago for the first time. Never been. So that'll be fun to go out there and check that out. And shoot in a extreme run and gun situation, I guess. Not extreme like snowboarding, like extreme.
All right, now when you say run and gun.
So run and gun, basically what you mean is that you're pretty much like literally running around shooting as minimal and as mobile as possible. Mm-hmm. So basically what's going on is the photographers that I work with in Pittsburgh are getting married, but they're getting married their way, which is awesome. So what they're doing is next Saturday, we're doing like a cocktail hour thing with their friends and like a dinner with or like a lunch brunch thing with their friends and family in Pittsburgh where they live at. So then what they're doing is that's going to last until about, I'd say probably about 3 or 4. And then that's going to stop. And then all of us, meaning bride and groom, my friends, the bride and groom, a photographer that they hired, and me are jumping on a plane and flying to Chicago. And then we're flying to Chicago because that's going to be, the start of their honeymoon. They're getting married in the airport, getting on the plane, flying to Chicago. That's going to be like the start of their honeymoon / their reception.
Okay, I thought
But
the
they're
reception
just-
was going to be on the plane.
No, the reception is going to be in Chicago, but it's just going to be like them just kind of like tearing it up in Chicago, like running around, like going to different places and stuff like that. Huh. So I'm going to be shooting that like any other wedding video, but obviously in a very, like having to figure out how to travel with my stuff, trying to stay compact, and also having to traverse through Chicago and still get badass shots. That's going to be the biggest thing. That's going to be a challenge, and it's going to be fun because it's going to be one of those situations where if I can pull it off in this situation, I'll feel pretty confident if I ever have a situation again where it's like, we need you to shoot. Like, this is more like obviously documentary style.
Right.
Where we're going to have a little bit of leeway because it's obviously we're working with 2 people. We're not working with a full wedding situation. So it's like in those situations where you can't do it twice. This, you can probably do some cool stuff, stage some stuff and everything like that, but it's going to be so like always on the move. Like I can't go like with my full tripod, my monitor and everything. I'll have it, but I've got to be like one bag, carry on with everything and ready to fucking hit the ground running. So it's going to be really interesting to figure out and try to solve the logistical things that could pop up going through, because I've never traveled with my equipment, like all my stuff, because I just usually try not to, just because I don't trust traveling with it. And in those situations, most of the time, if I was to travel with it, when I normally go like on vacation or something, it would either have to be a checked bag, which I definitely hate that, like letting it out of my sight and putting it under the plane. I would rather it be my carry-on. So that's going to be the biggest thing, is trying to figure out how to basically, because we're going, like I said, going to I'm driving up to Pittsburgh Friday evening, getting up there, waking up in the morning, doing that thing. They're getting married. We're flying to Chicago, shooting in Chicago that night / afternoon, whatever. And then going to sleep, waking up, and flying back Sunday. And I'll be back here Sunday, like evening, like back in Lexington. So I've got to fly back and then drive back from Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild, but it should be fun. And I know it'll be a lot of fun to do that. And then after that, got a little bit of time off. Then I've got like a bunch of weddings like stacked on the back of the year. So that should be awesome. And those are normal weddings. Those aren't crazy.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's the funny thing that kind of spurred this whole Chicago thing within. One, because they like to do things their way. And then also the other thing was they took a look at how much a normal wedding, like a normal, pretty much like run-of-the-mill wedding costs, which usually can get like upwards of like $25,000, $30,000 if you're spending like money. And what they wanted to do originally was they wanted to basically take most of the money that they would spend on the venue and the catering and all this stuff, and take that and basically throw the kind of party reception that they wanted to throw. And basically what that included was they were going to get their favorite band, Starfucker, to go to Chicago and do a show. So that was going to be the ending destination.
The band is called Starfucker. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't want you to pass this.
No, yeah. The band's called Starfucker. They're great.
2 words? 1?
I think it's 2, but it's like, it's not written just like blatant like Starfucker. It's like
PH.
It's like ST like VR then FCKR or something like that. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
If you type it in if you type it into the Spotify, it'll be like, we got it from here. It's one of those situations.
Wow.
It's like, we know what you're trying to spell, so we got it from here.
Okay, yeah. So STRFKR.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah,
They're
good. They're
of course they're
synth-pop.
from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Synth pop. But yeah, they were going to hire them, which was going to cost them like $20,000 to hire them to do an exclusive show at a venue in Chicago. So basically, that was going to be the end all kind of thing. It was going to be like starting in Pittsburgh, getting on the plane, flying to Chicago, and having their reception with basically a bunch of random Starfucker fans. That this concert, they were the reason why it happened, but ended up scheduling with the band, didn't work out, unfortunately. But that was going to be the cool thing, is like that was going to be the whole like day. It was going to be like this kind of crazy day that ends in a in a concert of their favorite band in a totally different city. And that was just going to be them like taking the money they would have normally spent on a regular wedding and just throwing it at their favorite band and doing it that way. So yeah, that was kind of how the whole Chicago thing ended up, and now where we're just going to Chicago and we're just going to tear it up and see what happens. So that should be fun. Should be crazy. Like I said, I'll get into some of the music stuff, but how was your week, brother?
All this, with the exception of yesterday. No, I take that back. Even yesterday was included, but I got to add a little something yesterday. I at least got out the house Saturday.
Okay.
All this week, if it wasn't work, it was either back and forth between GTA or trying to get back into the rhythm of it, so I can get into the heist.
That's great.
But most of the time, about 90% of it, the 10% was GTA, 90% was Absolver.
Nice. Okay.
And I'm getting close to that. I'm 3 trophies away from getting a platinum for the PlayStation.
Oh, really? Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So I have all of the barehanded moves except for one.
Nice.
And I now know 2 places I can go to get it.
Okay.
So it's just the point of going to do it.
Yeah.
And for the sword moves, I still got 30 moves left of that.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to probably, to expedite that, I'm going to just kind of hop between schools
Yeah.
Yeah, just hop between schools like Gus from Recess.
Yeah.
And just pick up any and all of those skills from there, and then I'll have that trophy. And then the other one was like, create a school.
Oh yeah.
And that's an easy trophy there.
Yeah.
I could literally just do that now because I'm at that level as far as after fighting PvP.
Right.
And I can create a school, but it was like, nah, I need to sit there and get my knowledge. I need to sit there and figure out how to get these moves together.
When you do that, I'll join yours. That way we can just do it that way.
I need to create my own combo.
Yeah.
Create my own combo deck because the one I'm using is from this dude on YouTube.
Okay.
And I now have it figured out.
Yeah.
But I'm still having problems with defense.
Okay.
And just kind of figuring out the stagger style is what his school's fighting style is.
Okay.
And technically, I'm a disciple of the school now, so I can pretty much just kind of do whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to sit there and include any of that because I've gotten all the XP I need from that school.
Okay, yeah.
I could technically leave it.
Yeah, and just have
But until I sit there and have a better understanding of how to create your own combo deck, I want to sit there and just kind of stick around with it. And I'm adding people that just whoop my ass tremendously, like 3 in a row or 5 in a row.
Sure.
I shouldn't be letting it go to 5 in a row, but my pride.
Yeah, right. You're like, no, that's not. We're keep going.
Yeah, and then if they beat me 3 times or 5 usually,
right.
I sit there, add them as a friend, and then message them, hey, GG, 3v3 hopefully or something like that. It was like what was I doing? Like what happened as far as what's some advice or what's some tips you got?
Yeah.
And like the two most recent people that responded was in there going like, oh, GG's, yeah, you too, man, thank you. Hey, you're actually pretty good. It's like, no, the fuck I'm not. I got whooped.
You're right, yeah.
5 in a row by you.
You're right, yeah.
And
he said, but by what standards are you using, sir?
And like a lot of them are playing around the exact same time as me. So, but granted, we are at the same level as far as like those triangles or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But they have a better idea because apparently, a lot of people that plays Dark Souls, they latch on to Absolver a lot quicker than normal people that get on fighting games.
Yeah.
And
that makes sense.
I didn't know. It was like, well, I don't fuck with Dark Souls, so that's kind of why.
It's a rhythm thing, I think, because you can't. There's a lot of between the two, the similarities that come to mind at least immediately is stamina management, being very methodical with your attack. Like you either like if you start attacking like in repetition, you gotta commit because if you pull your punches, it could be one hit and you'd be fucking dead. At least on Dark Souls and what's the name. So I could see that. It also feels similar. Like it has that weight to it. Both do. Where when you're fighting, like when you land something or when you follow, like I can always think. I can't think of the move, but when they come, like on the, I think it's on the wind style when they like come. When he comes like full round and like does like the 2 hands.
Oh, the spiral palm.
It feels heavy, like when you hit, when you hit in Dark Souls with those weapons, like they feel weight to them. So especially if you're using like a heavy 2-handed, it's one of those things where, especially in Bloodborne, when I think about it, even though that one's a little bit faster, but the hammer, which is one of my favorite weapons, because it's normally like a sword, it's a quick sword. But then you have like the hammer on your back and you can like throw the sword like in the hammer and then it becomes the handle for the hammer. But then when you slam that hammer down, you're in, like you're committed because it's so heavy.
Yeah.
So like if you like put all of it into it, like boom, and then you're like, oh fuck, I missed. And then he's like, and then like somebody's winding up and they just fucking take you out.
Damn.
So yeah, it's a lot of stamina management and commitment kind of things I can see that kind of cross between those two.
Yeah. Now, granted, it ain't that I'm completely trash, despite what I sit there and post it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made a little video showing like some fights. I added some music and I sit there and tried pointing out little things where I messed up at work, or excuse me, things I need to improve on.
Right.
And things I'm getting better at.
Right.
I go from there. I may continue doing that just to kind of show people that are new to Absolver, like, hey, like I'm fucking new.
Yeah, right,
and this is what I'm learning along the way. I'd like stick with it, especially once that expansion comes along, and then try to maybe that might help out with the community. It's like build up from there. And
I like that.
Yeah, I kind of got an idea as far as how to improve on that first video. We'll see.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what else I had. yesterday I did a couples massage.
Oh, nice. Okay.
That was the first time I actually went to a place to get a massage.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what to expect.
I never have. I just never have.
Yeah, so I was like, I got a call that morning, and I was like, hey, we just wanted to confirm that you are still going to the appointment. It's like, yeah. Do I ask about the happy ending now or when I after?
Right,
No.
yeah, exactly. Do I put that in now? Do you need to write that on your notes?
No, I didn't really tell her. I didn't really tell the receptionist that. But
That's really fun.
it was weird. It was like you got in, and then like you hear the little ambient music or ambiance. There we go.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like, okay, this is a little stereotypical, or like kind of what you see on the TV. And then the couples thing is like it was like two beds, like kind of yin yang.
Yeah,
like the heads that way on one of them, heads that way on the other, and then y'all just kind of go like that. And then,
Nice.
well, I don't know if they're a couple, but it was a man and a woman that came in and sit there and we're doing it was a hot stone massage. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna ask you if this was a standard massage or if it's like a hot stone or something else.
Yeah. It was a hot stone massage. I
Nice.
tried to ask what the process was, but when I'm just completely oblivious to shit,
Yeah.
I asked the stupidest questions.
He said, "So rock's hot." You're like, what?
Basically,
was that a question?
it was. It basically was along those lines. I was sitting there going. I sit there and asked. It was like, all right, so the temperature with them. So how does this work?
Right, yeah. Do you microwave the rocks? Or?
And then it was like, then they tried. They didn't really fully explain it. It was just kind of going like, oh no, the rocks aren't. It's like. They're not too hot because like we still got to touch them. And so I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Right,
I felt like an asshole, but
yeah, right. You
And then when they left,
motherfucker.
and then when they left, and I was like, damn, that was stupid. And then my wife said, yeah, it was. It's like I didn't need you to pile on.
Right? Yeah, thank you. Can somebody? There's only two of us in this room. I need somebody.
And it was
on my
already,
side.
and I was already kind of mad, like trying to figure out because like the directions to get there, Google Maps wasn't specific enough.
Okay.
And so I had to, and I didn't want to sit there and look at my phone.
Yeah.
Like I had it hooked up, and then like when the directions sit there and said, "You've arrived," it's like, bro, which direction do I turn? It's
hate when
like
it does
there's
that.
there's two lanes, or not
Yeah.
two lanes, but there's two turns I should be making.
Right, yeah.
Which is it? And I sit there and looked at my phone. And it's like, oh, it's a suite number. You could have sit there and
No,
said,
yeah,
go
yeah.
into this particular building
Yeah.
and then park right there.
I hate when it does
And
that.
the
It's like,
signs,
you've arrived.
yeah,
You're
the
like-
signs were kind of were too small, or
Okay.
not small. They were the wrong color
Okay.
based on the wall.
Okay.
And it was like,
That's funny.
like it was like a huge, like I guess it's called an office colony,
Okay.
and it looked like a bunch of townhouses that were all offices.
Okay. Yeah. I know.
And
what
so like the brick, and then like everyone had their not logos, but they had little words showing what the business was.
like super
but they
discreet.
were the same damn almost the same color as the bricks.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard to point out. So I had to
Yeah.
look for the numbers and go from there. And it was like, the irony of getting stressed out
That's what I
going
was
to a
about to say.
massage parlor.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, nothing like getting stressed out on the
But
way
at
to a
least it's at least
That's
like
funny.
it's equivalent to going to a restaurant hungry.
massage. That's true.
So that kind of
That
works
makes
out.
sense. Yeah.
That kind of worked
That
out.
actually makes sense. That's funny though.
Yeah, and
That's great.
I did simple little shit that I probably should have did. Like I should have took my watch off during the massage, just so
Right.
my arm was completely even.
Yeah.
I kept my socks on. No clue why, and because I kind of noticed too. Well, really, I only thought they were going to do the neck and back.
Okay.
Neck and back in that little area right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
They were also doing the arms and like your scalp and your legs.
Oh.
But they were very careful with the towels to sit there and just kind of make sure they don't sit there and like go too far.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
you. Like I still had drawers on.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I wasn't taking. Yeah, I wasn't taking that risk.
Okay.
But I kept my socks on for some reason,
Yeah.
and it was got to the point where it's like my masseuse lifted up the blanket to where just my leg was exposed, so
Yeah.
to start massaging it, and I can tell she reacted
There was a pause.
to the socks.
There was a pause.
There was a pause.
You can't even see her, but you just
Yeah,
feel...
my face was in the in those little pillows or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I could sit there and it's like I was relaxed. I was sitting there just trying to breathe and just kind of calm down. And then like my leg was cold, obviously, because the blanket was lifted off.
Absolutely.
And she was about to start, and then I just noticed a pause, and I was like,
Judgment. I feel
yeah,
judgment. My judgment.
I kind of felt like she looked at her partner,
Right.
and was like, "You see this nigga?
Right. Exactly.
This nigga got old socks,
Right. It's a socks one. We got another socks guy in here. Like, all right, thank
And
you.
my feet ain't bad either.
Right, yeah.
And I just didn't know. I just only thought we were going to be focused on one area.
Right, yeah,
so
exactly.
had I known, I'd have sit there and yeah, well, shit, yeah,
It's so
rub them corns out, yeah.
It's so funny.
And
I like the pause of judgment.
and then also another part I wasn't expecting was okay, just roll over and lay on your back.
Right? Yeah, you're like, excuse me.
And they wrote is they put a thing over my eyes. So I guess like to kind of make it a little easier, so I don't sit there just keep looking and sit there just trying to see what, hey, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah,
Fuck you
right,
doing?
yeah.
It was a thing over my eyes, and the towel was up to my neck, but then it like rolled down a little bit, and it was sitting there just kind of over here, like just a little bit over my chest, like in the middle of my chest.
Yeah. And
I kind of felt like I was like, I ain't got titties. Why are
Like
you
you
sitting
got
there
a
making me
halter
feel
top
like
on.
yeah?
Like you got a halter top on.
Or like in the movies, like when somebody comes out with a towel and it's wrapped
Yeah,
up
they're
on
wrapped
the
in- yeah.
I kind of felt like that going on. It's while putting the oil and the rubbing the chest and all this other stuff, and it's going like I wasn't thinking about you rubbing up on my nipples or nothing like that. But I mean, it's okay. And,
It's like you take the towel down. A little
and
bit
that's
farther,
I also started getting more self conscious too, because it's like I took a couple weeks off lifting. So I don't feel as great as I do. I don't feel as great as I did. So I was sitting there, I was breathing more with my chest.
That's so fun. You got to stop being tense. And sit there like you're really tense. It's like,
What you talking about?
what you talking about?
Ain't this your job?
Right.
Get that tension out.
Get that tension out.
But
I'm
no,
huge. I'm huge.
I was trying to stay relaxed, but at
Yeah.
the same time to still kind of sit there and just get a little going.
It's so funny.
So I'm sitting there just breathing more with my chest, sitting there just kind of,
Yeah.
and then
Holding
when
it.
pushing holding it in just a little bit longer, and then when breathing out, just push from the diaphragm.
You completely rerouting your airways. So your chest looks bigger.
And I went limp like when she started rubbing my head, and like I had just shaved too.
Yeah.
And whatever that oil was, it worked a lot better than my aftershave lotion.
You're like, yo, I need some. What is that? Like,
Yeah.
I need the bottle of that.
And when she was like at certain areas, like on my skull,
Mm-hmm.
and like you could kind of, like when somebody's like putting a lot of pressure and like
Yeah,
their
yeah.
thumb kind of shakes a little bit.
Yeah.
I felt that at the base of my skull, and I was like, well, I'm practically dead weight, so I don't sit there and like give them a hard time. But I was like, well, my head ain't that fucking heavy.
Right.
I was like, do I lift a little? Do I sit there and like, what am I? It's like,
It's like the barbershop situation. Whenever I was getting like when you're getting shaped up and they like holding your hand, you're like I'm trying to be like as limp as possible, but I feel like I'm always like fighting against his. He's like, he's like trying to shape you up.
Yeah.
Always some of that stupid gif with the preacher.
Oh,
where
he's
the
in
guy's
the
trying to shape him. Come
the
on,
preacher's
boy.
in the on the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going like that. Oh man.
So funny.
So I left the tip. Probably didn't have to. Well, I know I didn't have to.
Right.
And it probably wasn't even enough, honestly. But it was like, oh well, yeah, I don't have cash normally, so here.
Yeah. Here's the money I have. The cash I have.
Yeah. So that was neat.
Nice.
I may do that
Is
again.
it something? I was about to say, is this something you'd be doing on again or on a regular basis?
I don't know about a regular basis.
Because some people go like all the time. Like, they
I'm
swear
sure.
by it.
Yeah.
But-
And they probably get happy endings, but no, it's like,
Yeah, it depends on I guess where you're going.
yeah. So shout out the massages
Nice.
and masseuses.
Yeah. Masseuses. Oh man. Yeah, the only way I could see myself like wanting to do that on a regular basis if I was doing some like strenuous like activity still.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you're still like an athlete or like
Yeah, that's
running like
exactly what I was about to say.
like a lot or fucking mountain climbing or whatever.
Yeah, or-
mountain biking or whatever, or something like that.
Or,
Yeah.
entrepreneurs or some shit.
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah.
just did anything strenuous or
Yeah.
like stressful. Yeah, just
Yeah. Go to business flight, massage, then hop in the next meeting, whatever. But that's good. That's what's up. That's what's up. Nice.
Yeah, I try to keep that short and simple, but now that massage kind of just
That's
spiraled
funny.
out of
That's
control
good.
right there. Yeah.
That's great. There's probably plenty of people that have been in that same situation before.
All right.
But yeah, so what music did you check out?
Okay, we're doing that now.
Do you want to do that or do you want to go on something else? I don't mind either way.
All right. Well, let's just say this in passing because there's really not a whole lot to say about this one.
Okay.
Have you seen the newest trailer for Venom?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like this look.
The
for
design's
Venom.
good.
I know for a fact I'm not gonna like this movie.
No. That's the way. It's the weird thing I'm at. I don't know.
Like that's the only good thing about this movie is Venom.
It bothers me so much that it's not connected. Like I feel like
it's connected to Spider-Man.
The rest, yeah.
Oh,
like I mean, I guess it's connected in his own universe, but you know what I'm saying? It's not in like Tom Holland's like timeline.
Gotcha.
Like I feel like if it was, I would be way more interested in it in general, just because one, how much I like, and I know you probably do as well, like that Tom Holland's like his timeline right now. That Spider-Man is awesome. Yeah. So seeing him going up against somebody as classic as like Venom,
right, and
then hopefully dealing with of course, rumors is that because the rumor, of course, is that Woody Harrelson is in this movie, but we haven't seen him yet, and everybody thinks he's Carnage.
Well, I mean, if you're holding off on a big name like that,
right?
Then,
and then we've seen a couple of the other guys,
which they look a lot similar to the separation anxiety characters or symbiotes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how true to that they will be.
That's what I was wondering, because I mean the setup and stuff in the movie didn't really give it away. I mean, I guess you don't want to give it away, but I mean, it didn't really tell me enough compared to what we know of. It's weird not seeing symbol on his chest, but of course, because he doesn't, like the whole thing is Spider-Man is the influence, so the fact that he doesn't have the connection, of course, but
that kind of takes away a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it still looks good, but it kind of takes away a little bit. Yeah. You're just kind of going like, oh, it's a big blob.
Yeah, right, kinda, exactly. It's like off
with teeth. Yeah,
because he always just looked like skinny, like like obsidian Spider-Man. That's what he looked like. He looked like demonic Spider-Man. Yeah, that's what I thought of when I saw Venom. Like the first time I saw Venom, I was like, oh, it's just terrifying Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like, damn, what's the most buff person that was
superhero?
Yeah, well, yeah,
or in Spider-Man in particular.
Well, I mean, technically, the buffest person so far, from what I can remember off the top of my head, like just looking back now, and I'm just going off of the animated series now, was Venom. I'm mad about that picture that I showed you on the group chat. So, hey, you know where that nigga Spider-Man at?
Right, it's so funny.
I gotta splice that on there.
That's so funny.
Oh wow! And it was funny because like Eddie Brock was like in the cartoon, he was in there like before he did his transformation or made his debut and like fought Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He was sitting there just benching and sitting there just pissed off about Spider-Man, sitting there just rambling and ranting.
Yeah.
And then he sitting there ripped off a paper, and then he was like, and then he turned into Venom and then went to go attack him, and it's just
right. Because the only other person
was I going with that?
The only you was talking about the buff. You was talking about the buff.
Yeah, I was talking about being buff, and it's just that look. Yeah, it was just kind of funny because as far as like Tom Hardy's look, Bane, Bronson. That was in the movie, right? It was called Bronson.
Yeah.
To a certain extent, Warrior.
Okay.
There's less of a. I don't know. I don't really feel like they got the character of Eddie Brock down.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like the voice he's doing. I don't like his accent, like the fake kind of like northeastern accent that he's doing. It's kind of weird. He sounds weird.
Yeah.
It's odd.
Like that's kind of what happens when you get a foreigner.
Yeah, that's true. He is British, trying to do like a Boston accent almost, or like a New York, like weird offset New York accent. The only other buff person I was gonna say that I could like, well, I mean, there's more, but as far as like normal buff, not being like genetically bigger, is like Craven. Like he was.
Yep. They're talking about doing a solo movie for him too.
God, see, I need these to connect because I've been wanting, because we've been
saying
for years.
Morbius movie too.
We've been saying for years, Jason Momoa is Craven.
Oh, you've been saying that. I didn't.
I thought we said that before. Well, I mean, I had said it, and then I was just trying to convince you that I was right, basically. But
that's news to me.
Jason Momoa is Craven, and then in like in the current state that we're in.
That'd be interesting, but I mean,
because I mean, he's got to kind of be, for lack of a better term, brown-ish. I feel like in the like as far as the cartoon goes, like if we're taking that, because I can't
who would I want as Craven?
Because I mean, he was kind of, I mean, I guess the other easy one would be just fucking get The Rock.
Oh,
screw it.
He's brown enough.
Right, yeah. I'm looking for that Samoan.
I'm trying to think of like an Eastern European type dude.
Oh my God, there's somebody I just had in my head, like a big fighter guy. I mean, I guess somebody, if you want to go with anybody else, if they don't have to be brown, because I mean they don't necessarily have to be. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I was thinking more that he was Russian or something along.
I was gonna say Henry Cavill. Like the way he looks in Mission Impossible now, like he's bigger. Like he kind of looks a little bit like
they go from Superman.
Oh, that'd be funny.
To a C-list villain like Kraven.
But Kraven's so dope though. He was a C-list villain.
He can be dope.
He was a C-list villain.
It's the billing.
Oh god, yeah, no, absolutely.
They go from main event to mid card.
Yeah, I'm not gonna act like he's like
or opening act.
Yeah, I'm not gonna act like he's like Green Goblin or somebody like that. But the thing that I always thought about whenever I thought about Kraven was like a more terrifying version of that bad guy from Jumanji.
Okay.
That was kind of my thought process. Like a fucking terrifying, like a hunter.
Yeah.
Like, and the fact that he was just a dude that was just that good.
I'm really stuck. I cannot figure out who the fuck I would want to play Kraven.
Yeah. I mean, those are kind of like the generic Samoans. And then, of course, Henry Cavill. Just because recency bias due to the Mission Impossible movie.
You know, this sounds awful. Never mind. I was gonna say. I was like, "What about Oscar Isaac?" And it was like, "No,
okay,
I don't think so."
Okay, sure.
It was I kept thinking like he could probably pull that accent off, but
yeah, that's the thing.
And like,
that's the thing. You got to do that too.
And then like he didn't really show any kind of physicality in Ex Machina, but. When he was like punching, like using a punching bag and working out and all that stuff. Really. It's like, I mean, if he sit there and put on a little bit more weight,
yeah, definitely,
maybe.
Because I mean, he's pretty skinny.
But at the same time,
he's pretty skinny in Star Wars.
Right.
Like, he's not big. That's funny. Yeah, that's.
Well, shit, I cannot think of anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, but with
anyway,
Venom,
yeah, as far as Venom goes,
I can already tell. I'm like, granted,
yeah.
trailers can be completely different from the movie.
Absolutely.
We found that out with Suicide Squad.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But truth be told, I can already feel a bronze coming.
Yeah,
at best, I can feel bronze at best with this movie.
Yeah, and that's the weird thing about it. It's not that I see it and I'm like, oh god, that looks terrible. And with the first trailer, I was a little bit more wary. Yeah. With this one, I'm a little bit more just like, like, and that's like, I feel like that's worse than being like actively like feeling like it's gonna be garbage, because like, at least I could revel in the terribleness of it. But just being like, yeah, fine, I guess.
The one thing that looked bad about Venom was when they split his face.
Yeah, when it folded and
he was trying to, and like he was talking, and they were both trying to show us talking.
Yeah, they were trying to do the cross.
That did not translate well compared to like in the comics or in the cartoon. So, if they can, or maybe that's still in post. They're still working on.
Oh yeah, that's true. That could be some last minute visual effects stuff, because this doesn't come out till I guess it's only a couple months. They don't have that much longer before they'll have to start sending it out. Now this is PG-13, right?
Most likely.
Okay. Because I'm like, how graphic is this going to be?
Yeah.
Because you can.
Yeah, and he keeps talking about wanting to eat. Like
he kept gesturing to eat people.
Yeah, and that's what he's done in the comics too. Yeah. And he actually has succeeded.
Yeah.
A couple of times.
And it's funny how visceral and like fucking like gritty the Venom, like the way the design looks. You kind of want it to go, like the way the design is, you kind of want it to push that little bit farther where he's like really fucking people up.
Yeah.
But I don't think we're going to get that far. I think we're going to get a lot of what we saw in the preview, which is like show the reaction of somebody else that's in the same scene.
Or show him like chomping at the camera and then cut to another scene.
Yeah.
Or him grabbing somebody and then like off screen you like hear or see or not see, like to see the shadow on a wall or some shit.
Yeah, because they did that kind of goofy little thing with her when he was in the store. And he was like, sorry, Miss Wilson, I got a virus. When he like turned, he like did the thing and then he like turned back into what's his name, just regular Eddie.
I hope that's just an add-on.
Yeah, I think that's probably edit. Like that was obviously probably edit. Now that might have happened in the same scene, but obviously there was probably more time.
Yeah, or that got cut out, or that hopefully that gets cut out.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
I just remember seeing it recently. And I was kind of going like, I need to say something about that.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, because I saw it and then I just had that reaction of just. And I was like, that's why I didn't even think about it.
Especially the final, like what looks like the final fight. Is another symbiote.
Yeah, I mean, of course, and he's He's gray. Of course, he's fucking slightly off color. I mean, it's just like the fucking Hulk battle between Hulk and
Abomination.
Was that Abomination the one
With
that had
with Ed Norton?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I actually kind of enjoyed that one.
Was,
I like that
did
Hulk.
too,
That's,
but he was
that's
just,
my favorite Hulk movie so far.
Yeah, that
well,
was
there's only
good.
there ain't but two, but
yeah,
two and a half.
I still like. I still really like. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
Oh, technically that
like,
would be three.
Wait,
There's technically 3 Hulk movies.
the very first.
The very first one with Eric Bana, Ang Lee's Hulk,
Ooh.
Incredible Hulk with
yeah.
Edward Norton,
That's right. And
then half goes to the first Avengers.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't count the second Avengers.
No.
The second half, I would say Thor Ragnarok, because they kind of spliced in World War Hulk
Yeah,
in there.
absolutely.
So
So
technically he's got 3 movies.
I had a
but,
funny reaction on Twitter because GameSpot put up an article and they just put up the title and it was like the real reason why the Hulk didn't want to fight Thanos, and I wanted to like quote to him. I was like, because he's a bitch, like because he was terrified. What are you talking about?
Why didn't you?
I know I have the reaction sometimes where I have like a very like extreme reaction where I'm just like cursing up a storm and I want like 1,000 exclamation marks and I'm like, nah, I'm fine. I'll be all right. I enjoyed that reaction inside myself. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
So I don't want to come across as this crazy fucking person on Twitter that's just yelling at a bunch of comic book people. But yeah, so God, what was he talking about before the damn thing? We're getting old. We're getting old.
That's scary.
You're just gonna watch this oaf just descend into senility over the next like 20 years.
Oaf turns instead of only as a fan, old ass fuckers.
Old ass fans.
Or old ass farts, depending on depending on how censored, depending on the safe for that's would probably be the safest for work.
Old ass farts.
Old ass farts podcast.
That works, yeah. Oh man,
Caroline and I used to take the trolley.
Right? It's like what? It's like what the heck?
Oh man. Oh, you know what I miss? No.
Okay.
Speaking of old ass shit,
Okay.
I had this memory of
Okay.
when I used to watch VHSs,
Nice.
and I think it was Aladdin I was watching, where this kept coming up.
Nice.
It was Aladdin or no, it was maybe Lion King. I'm getting my timeline mixed up now.
Okay.
But it was one of them Disney tapes, and they would always sit there show coming soon to theaters.
Oh yeah.
That exact voice too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then it was like the trailer for Angels in the Outfield.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and
I forgot about that.
this fucked with my head in the shower this morning. Do you remember that trailer, or do you remember the movie a bit?
The Angels in the Outfield trailer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember the movie.
Okay,
Sure.
then. All right, so in the trailer,
Yeah.
it's kind of like playing like inspirational music in the background or whatever.
Yeah.
You know how they used to go like, and there's this kid. I think was he in the foster home or some shit?
I think so. Yeah, because that was one of the plot points.
He was in a foster home, or his mom was single, or
I think it might have been single mom actually. I think it was
Okay.
single mom because I think I remember his mom being in the
I
stands.
can't even remember the mom in the trailer, but I do remember this.
I think she was redheaded. Yeah.
He was talking to his father,
Okay.
and it's like so when are you gonna come back, or like when are we gonna be a family again, or when are you gonna come and see me again?
Right.
And it's like when the Angels win the pennant, and when I was younger.
Yeah.
Looking back at that, I was sitting there going, "Oh, he must play for the Angels.
Yeah.
Oh, he must be in a funk." And just sitting there going, "Like, no, I need to get my life together. I need to sit there and get this championship done or won,
Yeah.
so I can sit there and be satisfied, and I can sit there and like raise my family, content and happy with myself." No, this nigga was a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He said it along the lines of, "Oh yeah, when the Raiders win the Super Bowl," or "Oh yeah, when the Cubs back in the '90s win the World Series," or
Right.
back when they had that 100-year curse.
Yeah, exactly.
Before they won recently.
Yeah.
Like I was sitting there just thinking back, I was like, "Yo,
Yeah, no.
what the fuck?"
Yeah, that's funny. Forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't know why that just now clicked in my head, and I'm sitting there just listening back to it. I was like, "Oh wow."
Yeah, you're like, okay, so you like baseball that much. But you don't give a shit about your kid.
Or no, he didn't even. And like the thing was, he didn't even look like looking back on it. Okay, it was just a dude on a motorcycle. I don't think he liked baseball at all.
Right, yeah.
I think he just said that shit just to be an asshole.
Just because he knew it would never happen. He would never have to come back if it never happened. That reminds me of. See, I remember that. I remember those previews like that, and then I always remember whenever I would watch, like Big Green and shit. Those movies, like there was always that Pizza Hut commercial where the kids were playing baseball, and then they went to Pizza Hut. Yeah.
That's on the my Ninja Turtles tape.
Yep.
The very first Ninja Turtles, and I just remember that. And that's.
Yep.
Oh, I already said this. Yeah, Pizza Hut and Ninja Turtles was what got me into being an avid reader.
Yeah.
That's what made me so big on reading.
Yep, that was the I remember that vividly. That fucking Pizza Hut commercial where they're like playing a baseball game and then everybody, all the whole team goes. Yeah. That was the jam. That used to be the shit too. Yeah,
and we're already transitioning.
Yep, perfectly.
Old Ass Farts podcast.
Yeah,
we in there. All right, man. Let's talk about some new shit at least.
Now, do you want to do the single first? Did you listen to the single, the one song from the local?
From the local? Oh, I missed it.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll leave it off then.
All right then.
Cool.
All right, so I have started. Well, okay, there were 4 albums that have came out this weekend.
Yep.
I didn't get a chance to listen to the one that you were looking forward to the most.
Yeah.
So did you want to brush up on that or first?
Yeah, I can get out of the way.
All right. Yeah. So that one being Mac Miller's Swimming.
Yeah. As far as this album goes, it's been funny because I remember I've never been a huge fan of Mac Miller's until his last album, the one before this, because he kind of took this pivot sonically.
Yeah.
Now he's still obviously is Mac Miller, but as far as the production and all the kind of the fanfare surrounding him has changed in a way because it seems like his taste as far as the kind of music he wants to make has matured from where it was kind of like Party and Friends, like the kind of college rap.
Yeah.
And now he's older and now he has a lot more experience and he has a lot more shit to say. So now he has more of a full band, jazz infused, sample based, even funk. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting to hear how his sound has matured, starting with that last album, and now with this one, even more so, because the funny thing too is with this project, he's actually going to go on tour with Thundercat, and it kind of gives you an idea of where he is musically, because Thundercat actually did a lot of the bass on this.
Oh, okay.
And he has I think Thundercat's on a couple songs, but he doesn't actually. Thundercat doesn't do any vocals, but he does bass work for him. So it's really one to see him kind of having that point in his life where he's obviously matured. He's reminiscing on the old times, but he also is talking about the experience and shit he's been through. Over these very acoustic, very strong instrumentals musically, stuff that you can easily hear in your head translated to a live performance. And the other thing that really came off nicely about this one especially, and what a lot of people have been talking about this one, is it's very cohesive. It perfectly flows together over the course of the songs, where it just feels like one just train of thought as he's going through different subjects, but nothing feels disjointed. Nothing feels out of place. It doesn't jerk the wheel at any point in time. It's just a perfect kind of downhill cruise. And I really like it. I mean, like I've said 1,000 times, production gets me. And that's definitely made it, definitely stepped it up as far as me looking forward to these new Mac Miller projects. Because like I said before this, I wasn't really listening to him that consistently.
Right.
His voice still is kind of nasally in a way that kind of I'm but it's at the point now where the nasaliness is kind of been replaced with a little bit more grizzled kind of experience / even pain, which is interesting. So you kind of hear authentic. You feel like you're hearing him for him, and that coupled with the very acoustic, very full band sounds on the sonic side of things really translates really well with like I brought up a few weeks ago, an artist that we've seen mature greatly over time. So yeah, I really like this project. I actually do, and it's one of those interesting. Like, there's a few like standouts that I really like that I'll probably go to. But the thing is, as a whole, it's one of those albums where I feel like I could easily just start it from the beginning and just let it run, and not even have to think about it or worry about it. Which I think is a testament to how good it is.
That's good, dude.
But yeah, if I had to rate it, I would probably give it gold. Like just bright in gold, I would say. Really enjoy it. It's been really awesome to see kind of like that progression. Something that I hope to see with like more artists, like a progression as far as like a sonic shift. Because I mean, there's a lot of artists now that we listen to, or that we've listened to for a while, or that have been around since a decade ago or more, and it's interesting to see them, of course, because we're aging, so it's interesting to see like how that's affecting the artists that we like too. So always nice to hear that sonically translated, where it comes out in a way that sounds good, and you can actually hear that like authentic maturity like happen over time.
Right.
So yeah, I really like it. If you get a chance, definitely check it out. I'd be interested to see what you think about it and see what Brent thinks about it as well. But yeah.
All right. Have you had a chance to listen to Stay Dangerous by YG?
That one I started. I haven't listened to the whole thing.
All right. Let me just go through and passing on this one. I think I've only had a chance to listen to this twice.
Okay.
And there's a couple of songs I like on here, like Sue Whoop, that automatically got added to my drive and workout playlist when I first heard it a couple weeks back.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was it?
That one is good.
Handgun with A$AP Rocky it's kind of dope. It's kind of funny to sit there and him. That dude that does the shit posting dank memes. No. What the hell was his name? Much Dank.
Much Dank. Okay.
And he sit there did a parody of Handgun.
Yeah.
And the part where YG was sitting there talking about duck, duck, goose.
Yeah.
He did that almost the entire song. Or he was sitting there playing duck, 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 goose. And then
That's funny.
and then he just kind of kept that going.
Yeah.
And A$AP Rocky part was funny as hell when he's sitting there like where he just kind of threw a weird little Goku Trunks line.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny. I kind of like that just on the fact that it makes me laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. I didn't care for Big Bank with Nicki Minaj.
No.
It had something to do with Nicki Minaj's verse. Or then again, the song, it was pretty cookie cutter. I think I liked the very first track 10 times. I'm kind of trying to go through it now. Let's see. I already said Sue Whoop.
It's funny because it seems like some people's tolerance for Nicki Minaj is aging like milk.
Yeah. Or it's just kind of it's like, all right, now that we know that we have more options.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, it's like you've been eating McDonald's for so long.
You're like, oh, okay.
And it's like, oh, there's an Applebee's across the street.
Right, you're like, what? Like, okay, let's go, man. What are you doing?
It's like, nigga, why didn't you tell me about Waffle House?
Right, yeah. It's like, why would we
What's this Chick-fil-A doing here?
It's like, what are we doing? Oh, man, that's funny.
Deeper Than Rap, I think I liked. Bompton Finest was dope. I don't know. The rest of it, it was just okay.
Yeah.
It just kind of I've heard better from YG, or I've heard a lot more songs from YG that I enjoyed a little bit more. And it's just like, as far as like as an overall project, it wasn't something I can get all the way into.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, because I like YG.
Yeah, it's not. This ain't for me.
Okay. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Don't take this the wrong way. As far as me giving it a bronze, it's just
Didn't
wasn't. It's not for me.
Right. Absolutely.
I should have known as much.
Yeah.
Similar to with Chief Keef
a
couple weeks back.
Yeah.
But no, I actually like YG. But this,
I do too. Yeah.
As far as for just this album, I couldn't rock with it. Have you had a chance to listen to "I Used to Know Her," the prelude by H.E.R?
No, that one I haven't.
Yo, I really enjoyed that. I think it's more of an EP because there was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tracks.
Okay.
And the very first song, "Lost Souls," honestly, I think that was like some shit from like Lauryn Hill at one point. As far as like, she was kind of doing a little spoken word, kind of doing a little bit of rapping.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Especially to be the first track on the EP.
Yeah.
And then it goes right back into singing.
Okay, nice,
for
interesting.
the rest of the album. So
That's awesome.
it's always good to sit there and see a feature with Bryson Tiller. Could have been.
Nice.
That might be that, and As I Am might be my two favorite.
Okay.
They kind of compete against each other.
Sweet.
Like I liked it from beginning to end.
Okay.
And As I Am had like it reminded me of like one of like a Vivian Green type track.
Okay.
Back
Nice.
for those that don't remember her, that was the one that did I almost said it like how she sung it. Emotional Roller Coaster. Yeah. He's trying to sing it too.
Yeah. Absolutely. You kind of got to.
Yeah.
It's funny.
And I don't even pronounce emotional like that. As I Am definitely had an old school vibe to it,
Nice.
or just reminded me of like Vivian Green from a couple years back during Neo Soul. This is like a neo soul type of person.
Yeah, right.
So it's dope. I think I'm going to. Yeah, I don't think I have any regrets giving this a gold.
Okay.
So,
Nice. So we got
I'll
two
go with that.
golds. Sweet. 2 golds.
So Used to Know or Stay Dangerous, Swimming. Have you had a chance to listen to Astroworld by Travis Scott?
Multiple times.
All right, good. Finally.
Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely something that we
Yeah.
can at least branch off on.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
let me see what all the information I had on this. Did you notice that there was a little bit of controversy
About the cover.
about the cover?
Yeah.
All right, so
Which
for
is
those that
why-
haven't
which
had a
I'm-
chance to look at it, there are 2 different covers.
Yeah.
For it. One, it's made by it was photographed by David LaChapelle,
Yeah.
if I pronounced that correctly. And both covers feature an inflatable head of Travis Scott.
Yep.
Nigga's ugly.
Yeah, he is. He's a weird looking cat. Man.
Oh, I say that with love.
Yeah. He's a weird looking
remember what's the name from Crucial?
Oh,
This nigga's ugly, dog.
Yeah.
He said that for everything. Oh, but anyway, so it was an inflatable head. The first one was showing in the daytime, kids playing around, like it's pretty much a theme park.
Yeah.
And like apparently Travis Scott's head is some little fun house.
Yeah, it's like the intro, like the entrance to the thing.
Yeah. And then for the
I
alternate
love that
cover.
I love that cover.
Which one?
The one with the kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really like that cover.
And then with the alternate cover, it shows that same theme park at night
Yeah.
with a lot more risque stuff going on.
Yeah, which is a great,
women
like,
in lingerie, women in like contortionists. It looks like.
Yeah.
And it just looks not trashy, but yeah,
No.
I just said risque.
It looks
There we go.
burlesque,
Yeah, that's great. That's
times.
better. That's a
Yeah.
better way to describe
Yeah.
it. And
which I like both of them.
let me go ahead and get that controversy out the way. So apparently on August 1st, which was like 2 days before
Yeah.
the album came out,
Yeah.
transgender model by the name of Amanda Lepore,
Mm-hmm.
she had tweeted about trying to figure out, it's like, oh, it was great work. It was great working with David LaChapelle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering why I was left out on the final cut of the picture.
Right.
And it was kind of funny. I was like, oh, well, shit, here we go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
As they
yeah.
were about to cancel the damn album before it even came out.
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh.
But David actually replied to it and said, it was something along the lines because you were a naughty girl or some shit like that. And basically, the gist that I got from it was like, you know what the fuck you did. You know
Right.
why I can't sit there and you know why I couldn't include that on the album.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe just a more graphic upskirt shot than should have been, or I don't know. Who knows what the fuck could have happened?
Yeah.
But from the way the photographer said it, it was kind of going like, no.
There's something else, yeah.
Yeah, what you did is like, you know what you did.
Yeah.
I cannot include that on there.
Yeah, right.
It's like tisk. And it was like, he did it in such a jokey way.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked at anything after that. And it was just kind of going like, oh, well, hopefully that's just deaded right there.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So we haven't done an outraged as fuck portion in a while. So
Right.
there we go.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Oh, well, technically the James Gunn situation, but
Oh, yeah, that's true.
so yeah, luckily there was nothing to be made of it.
No,
So
I don't think it was. I think it was just something, whatever.
yeah, exactly. It was some whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
So that was almost a waste of time bringing it up.
it was just. I mean, of course, everybody got mad because she was the only trans model on the cover.
Possibly.
Possibly, yeah. And then they just got mad because obviously they were like,
The optics
thinking,
of it.
Yeah.
Technically, this is his 4th album, behind Rodeo, Birds in the Trap, Sing McKnight, and Huncho Jack Huncho.
I don't. Concho Jack was such a mixtape.
All right, well then.
Yeah, but I mean, If he counts it, I mean, I guess he counts.
Well, I mean, like from what I found looking at his discography,
Yeah.
I'm considering that. I mean, if we count mixtapes and shit, I forgot he was signed to Grand Hustle.
What? Wait, what? For real?
Yeah. So looking at this, like this was released through Grand Hustle Records. If I am, let me double check to make sure I got my facts correct, because that's what I pulled up when I was trying to get all the label Grand Hustle, Epic, Cactus Jack.
Damn, T.I. was just shoveling money into the bank. Good Lord.
And this is my first full project of Travis's that I've actually listened to.
Okay.
So
this is interesting.
yes, my absolute favorite 2 songs on here, Butterfly Effect.
Yeah, that one's
me.
weird. I'm kind of surprised that one on here.
That it wasn't?
That it is on here.
Oh, okay.
Because it's old.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's an excellent song.
Yeah, and it's so late into the album too that I straight up forgot that it was on there. Yeah. Another one that I absolutely love on here, Stop Trying to Be God.
Yeah, that was great.
I really like that.
That one's great. That one's really good.
And I don't understand why they didn't show the names on the features on this track list.
It drives me fucking crazy when Spotify does that. I don't
and like
understand
you hear it and it's like, I know who that is.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
why is it not on there?
Like Frank's on here. James Blake is on here.
Yeah. Yes, on Stop Trying to Be God.
Yeah,
I was like, I recognize this. And I was like, yeah, I know who you are. It's but yeah, I almost called him retrograde, but it's.
Now here's the thing about this one though, that the kind of I was actually really excited about this one, but in the end I was kind of underwhelmed because Birds in the Trap fucking was like, there's some like songs on Birds in the Trap that I can go back to and immediately I'm like, fuck, let's go. I'm like, like ready to run through a wall, like type thing. And that's been always interesting about Travis Scott's music is that he's very, like his shows almost play out as far as on the audience side like a fucking like rock show.
Yeah.
Like he said that one line in the song where he's like, it's not a real mosh pit unless somebody's injured.
Yeah.
Like that's his like lane. That's his like energy level. Which it's funny because like listening to it, I was kind of like underwhelmed, especially comparing it back to like Birds in the Trap. Because there's so many songs on there that I can think about that I go to, like Goosebumps. Yeah. Like shit like that. Like that song is so fucking good. And on here there were just like a couple, like you said, like Stop Trying to Be God and like Butterfly Effect and stuff like that like really jumped out at me.
Now there's actually a couple songs on here where I actually like the second half or like the first half of one song or the second half of another song.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like Stargazing, I really enjoyed the second half of that.
Exactly.
Sicko Mode.
That was weird.
I enjoyed the first half.
Yeah, and then Drake.
And then when just to be clear.
Yeah.
It just so happened that I didn't like that second half and Drake happened to be on it.
Now
wasn't that I didn't like that second half because Drake was on it.
And I did like all the comments that came out this where everybody was like, Drake's out here bragging about taking prescription Vicodin and falling asleep on the plane. I was like, that does sound pretty old when you say it like that.
There we go. That works the old farts.
Yeah, that works the old farts thing.
Yeah, he's just slightly older than us.
Yeah, and that was the weird thing about that song in particular too, because it had that shift, like where it was like it started off, then it was like jerk the wheel back to Travis, and all of a sudden it came back, and you were like, what? and then Stargazing, like that second part of Stargazing is like great.
Yeah,
the intro, I was kind of like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden it got into that second half, and I was like, okay, like, and it's one of those things too. I was talking to a friend of mine at work, where I said this album would probably sound and translate completely differently in the live setting. Like, I feel like it would go fucking nuts in like that live setting, like his concert like setting. But listening to it just on its own, like there were times where I was just kind of like, okay, let's see what's next. Yeah. But yeah, it is interesting, and it's also interesting like looking back at Birds in the Trap, because that was kind of when I first got into, is the best way I can describe it, like Travis Scott. I'm not like a crazy like Travis Scott fan, but he's made some good shit that I really, really like. But Birds in the Trap was like when that happened for me. Like Rodeo, I didn't really check out that much at all.
I haven't either. So
I was still trying to figure out where, like, that was one of those times where it was so funny because I remember when he first like appeared, I was like, who the fuck is this kid and where the fuck did he come from?
Yeah.
Because it was one of those things where he was on everything. He was on everybody's song. He was all over Kanye shit. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, where did he come from? Like, who is this guy? And he just stayed.
Yeah.
And that was a interesting thing about when this came out too. DJ Booth did an article where they were talking about how like is basically trying to figure out like who is like at that superstar status now and where we are in like hip hop.
Yeah.
And that was one of the people that they asked. It was like, is Travis Scott in that superstar status? And then like later on, I guess kind of like to back end support their own article, it came out projected that he's going to sell like close to like 500,000 in the first week. And they're like, that sounds pretty like, from what their original evidence of what superstar meant, they was like, that sounds like we kind of have to put him in there.
And he's not on everybody's, and he's not on every playlist on Spotify when you first log in.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's pretty.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive. I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Interesting. Like I'd have to kind of see the criteria they go off of from that, as far as what constitutes as a superstar.
Yeah.
I also had to double check because I couldn't remember if it was 5% Tint or NC-17 that I also liked.
Oh, yeah.
5% Tint I liked, especially like that sample of Cell Therapy by Goody Mob.
Yeah,
it's like,
and
then for him also something like, who's that peeking through my window? I was like, all right, all right.
Yeah. The other thing, now here was the other one. I don't know if you heard it, but the only time I had heard that song really is from, I can't think of his original name, but he goes by King Veda now. Redhead dude from Cincinnati. What was his original name?
Whoa. Redhead dude from what?
From Cincy. Well, Columbus. I think he's from Columbus. Because he used to be with Stolly. Before Stolly was signed with MMG. And he would always be doing
L.E.
shows.
for the Uncool?
Yeah.
Wait, he goes by King Vader now?
Yeah, he goes by King Vader now.
There's a dude that's on Instagram, or the dude that makes all those video edits and stuff. He goes by the name of King Vader too.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Yeah, his is KingVada.
Oh, is that Vada? Or is it's pronounced Vader?
I think Veda, yeah. I've seen it. I think I've heard him say it, and it's King Veda.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might be Vada, but I think it's Vada. But
I guess
he did the song.
Copyright crisis averted. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
he did over that beat, but it's in, I think it's Carousel that has it, but it's at where you just hear like,
yeah.
And like it never dropped the way I wanted it to. That was the only thing that bugged me about the use of that sample. It's funny, there's a lot of samples in this album that are like really hidden and kind of nuanced, but that was the one I wanted because that original beat is so like fucking like energy, like the high energy.
Yeah.
So if he would have just fucking almost pulled the whole first, like the original beat, I'd have been fine with it. But it just kind of like creeps up where you just hear the people like, and then it kind of like it barely builds, but it never like the beat never
doesn't
like
take
fucking,
over.
Yeah, it doesn't. I wanted it to like fully take over because I could see him killing that. Like, and that would translate perfectly into Travis Scott.
Coming back to that, I think I like Carousel. I'm trying to, because I forgot that was the one with Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
No Bystanders. I'm listening to this now.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's like, he's like, fuck the club up.
Yeah,
and he keeps throwing in, bitch.
Yeah.
Every other bar.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
Yeah,
so it's funny. It's like coming back to this. It's like, oh yeah, I like that one. Oh yeah, I like that one. Because the first time I listened to it was at work, and I was at my desk, and it just kind of everything almost kind of felt uniform.
Okay, melded together.
Yeah, it almost kind of felt like one. Yeah, it almost felt like one large song. And I didn't get a chance to actually catch all the different little nuances and different things about it until I was in a car, which makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the type of venue that you need to hear it for. The venue. But anyway.
Okay.
That's kind of the medium or the lane.
I just found his old mixtape, and I just got super excited. Because this is the mixtape I used to have on my old iPod that I lost when it got stolen. It was The Measure.
Yeah. For L.E. for the Uncool, not Travis Scott.
Yeah, not Travis Scott, sorry. For this guy from Columbus, from right up the road. That mixtape was excellent, kind of going off beat, but the song, I was trying to find what the song was. I think it might be Run Me to the Mall. I think might be what it's called.
With that part, I don't think it's Run to the Mall. No, I remember Run Me to the Mall.
Foolish?
we will have to come.
Yeah,
back
we're
to
gonna have
that.
to listen to this. Yeah, we'll have to listen to it because there's an excellent. Oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. Oh my god, Amy Winehouse sample on this.
Oh,
Yeah, the City song.
Okay,
The City song.
It's starting to come back to me. Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, I was gonna show you that too. It's I was hoping it had it. It doesn't have it on the fucking. Because Dat Piff still has his mixtape, which is fucking bad shit. Yeah, see, you can see. So it's King Veda / if you type in LE for that
VADA.
it's capitalized.
Okay.
Yep. But anyways,
So
way inside baseball. But yeah.
overall rating for Astroworld.
Oh man, this is difficult.
I think.
This one's hard.
Yeah. I am going to go ahead and give it I'm currently going to give it a silver.
That's what I'm thinking.
17 tracks.
Yeah, it's a lot.
There's still but like I got a handful of songs I like on there. And like it's funny like how I was in there just getting excited. Then it was like, oh yeah, that's that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's that one. But I'm excited because those stood out the most.
Absolutely.
And
it's not like there's an extremely close proximity between, because that also makes a difference a lot of times too when we're looking at these albums, is if they're, of course you want the ones that are going to stand out on a good album. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But how far is your void between the ones that stand out,
the great songs and the okay songs?
Yeah, exactly. Because if that's a really high void, obviously the album's going to be much worse because you're going to have these peaks and valleys type situation.
Yeah.
But if that's a very thin line, then it'll ride together pretty good.
if they put the surgical summer treatment to it.
I thought she was about to say circle jerk. I was like, wait a minute.
I would have thought that's what Huncho Jack meant.
That makes sense. That's funny.
But no, if they did the surgical summer approach and made 7 tracks on here,
yeah,
I could definitely see the 7 I would want on there.
It'd be good. You'd be solid.
But like as far as like 17 tracks, maybe knock off 5.
Yeah, and be fine.
It'd be fine.
12,
Maybe get a higher rating, but
10 to 13. Pretty much that's the formula for everything. Netflix seasons 10 fucking albums 10 to 13. If you do 7, they got to be fucking on point. Like that's funny. Yeah, it's I would definitely. I think I'm right there with you. Silver, like a very like top level silver.
Top shelf silver.
Yeah, top shelf silver. Don't give me that dirty silver in the bottom drawer. Give me that top shelf. But it's just give
me that shit you kill vampires with.
Right? Yeah.
I mean werewolves.
Werewolves. That's right. Yeah.
I was watching Blade too much.
I was expecting to like it more. I was expecting this to be like much like farther up, but it just wasn't. I don't know if that'll change. Like I said, this is one of those albums that's funny where I want to hear it in as many different instances and different situations as possible.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that could greatly influence the how you feel about it. Like I said, seeing this live could be like fucking masterful compared to just like listening to it regular.
Right.
And that's just because I think the energy will translate very well to a stadium.
Most likely.
That's what he does. I mean, he rode in on a fucking bird last tour, so which I was always so mad. That, like I said, that was the one that I like started really liking Travis Scott. But it's so funny also because I remember that was also the album where I got mad at him because like when he did an interview and he was like, it has nothing to do with Brian McKnight. I'm like, it's called The Birds in the Trap.
Sing McKnight.
Yeah. I was like, I could see what you're doing, but don't make it even more ambiguous. So I'm like completely confused.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So yeah, he definitely seems more like I don't know about club music, but definitely
like
concert music.
Yeah,
concert music because
yeah.
I think he shines the most. It seems from concerts because you just talked about him riding in on a bird.
Yeah, like literally.
That one picture that's just infamous of him just like holding the microphone stand above his head. Just And also my all-time favorite concert memory of his, or just seeing it on social media, is when he fell in auto-tune off the stage.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, he was like, like the way he fell. Look like he was,
I thought it was a part of the song too. The way he did it.
And the thing was too, and like he, Like the other part, it looked like he was going into a flying elbow drop. The way he because he immediately turned. Yeah,
he did the flail that you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Like the action movies, like when somebody gets shoots a gas can or something, and they explode up.
Yeah.
And they sit there doing it.
Yeah, like he was going to just do a perfect tuck into a fall bag at the bottom of that pit wherever he fell to.
Yep.
That's so funny, man.
If only you knew how to sit there and put the auto tune on there.
Right. Yeah.
We need to figure out all these buttons.
I know we got like
This is too big a fucking soundboard.
We got like 16 effects on this mixer.
That's too big a fucking soundboard to only be using the volume.
I know. That's all we use. I know. We got like 9 tracks and we use 2 of them.
Oh man. Well, with that said,
yeah.
Thank you for listening to us old farts.
Yeah, exactly. Us talk about this newfangled young people music. Yeah, young people music. Yeah, as always, guys, we appreciate you guys checking us out. Let us know what you think about those albums. I'd really like to know what you guys think about each one of those. And also, let us know if you have a chance. Let us know if there's any other artists that you've kind of followed over the years and kind of watched grow and change sonically in a way, like kind of like what I was talking about with Mac Miller. Because I'd be interested to know exactly what other artists people are listening to and have that similar thing happen, because it's one of those things I've always thought about before, where it's like when we were even like 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, like listening to artists and be like, where is Jay-Z gonna be when he's like when we're like 60, or like where is whoever, where is fucking this, like,
you remember that
Kendrick
Rob
Lamar
Porter skit from Ludacris's album, one of Ludacris's albums?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's immediately what I thought of.
So I'm wondering what's going to happen. That we need to, because this is going to be a big one too, to see how it happens. But I know I'd sent it to you guys, and we'll talk about this maybe next time or when we're back. I've re-listened to Pink Lava Lamp.
Oh,
because he's coming out with a new album called.
Oh, Pink Lava Lamp is by Charles Hamilton.
Yeah, Charles Hamilton, which is one of the first freshman class members from XXL. Actually, when I went back and listened to it, fucking really good album.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Excellent.
I still listen to it.
Went back and listened to that for the first time in literally probably, I mean, we're talking about 7 or 8 years.
I read his blog every day.
Yeah.
I listened to every fucking mixtape he released every week.
He was, it was great. Yeah. And he's coming, the whole reason that it got me into that is because I saw an article that he's releasing basically the sequel to that coming up soon. So that'll be interesting to go back and check that out, and then also listen, check out the new one. And then I would like to, if we get a chance, like to sit down and kind of like look at that first freshman class and see like where everybody's at.
Oh boy. Have you seen that music video I shared of you for B.O.B.? Or I sent to y'all?
Oh, there's the new one or an old one?
It's a new one, or it's one of the newer ones.
Because didn't he come out with a new project?
Probably. I just knew that there was a track, and it was called "Good Nigger Sticker."
Oh, okay, I missed that.
We'll come back to this when we get to this freshman.
Yeah,
this freshman. Oh yeah, absolutely. What's the actual date? Because I want to sit there and get like we could
coincide.
Oh, so we do like an anniversary thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or that would be crazy if like everybody that was on that freshman list is doing stuff for 2018.
That would be awesome.
Because Kid Cudi's Kids See Ghosts.
Oh yeah.
Charles Hamilton now got something coming out.
That's true.
B.O.B. has been releasing music releasing music videos as of late.
Okay.
If Mickey Fax all of a sudden just out of nowhere,
or Blue,
man.
Yeah, Blue, or, Mickey Fax,
Corey Guns.
Oh man, that's crazy.
That was a stacked fucking list.
Yeah, it was nice.
But yeah. That was who else was in there?
Because I can't remember. Because I always mentally have that first one, then I skip a year. And
Asher Roth.
Yeah, Asher Roth was on that one. Yeah, because I always have that one, then I skip a year, and I think the third one is the one that Chance was on.
Oh, the third one. Okay, well the second one had the older they're not older.
Yeah,
but it was like Crooked Eye, Joel Ortiz.
Yeah.
Was Lupe in there? That didn't make sense. No,
was Lupe on the first one?
Whoa, wait a minute.
Lupe was on the first one, wasn't
he? Yeah, Asher and Charles Hamilton, they were the second class, weren't they?
I thought they were the first.
We will figure this out.
Yeah,
we will figure this out.
Okay. As always, OafDiscussions@gmail.com. You can find us, drop us a line, send us a message, all that good stuff. Also at OafDiscussions on Twitter. You can send us a line there. I'm at K and Kid Swift on Twitter. I'm at future_ASC on Instagram. Brent is at LLCoolby22 on both of those, and then at Shayna MB for Shayna. Drop them a line, tell them what's up, say hello. What is yours?
Catch us webbing at Web859 on Twitter, Web.859 on Instagram, at OafDiscussions on Instagram as well.
Yep.
OafDiscussions on YouTube, Facebook, any and all podcast platforms with the exception of SoundCloud. If you want that, let us know.
Yeah. Last but not least, shout out to Seth.
Yeah.
Always checking in. Yeah. What's up,
Didn't mean
man?
to put your government out there, but yeah.
Yeah. Appreciate the comments as always, brother. Yeah. And as always, you can find us each and every week here reviewing, thinking, and being old.
Oh, man.
We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace. You know, my mortality has been bothering me lately. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Oath Discussions. Please listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Google Play now, Stitcher, audio episodes on YouTube as well. And so that's all we have today. Thank you very much for listening, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
Appreciate it. Peace.
There we are. Oath Discussions pioneers.
Quickly.
Confirmed.
Make the meme and then put the @ big thing on there with the stupid little graphic like every other goddamn internet comedian does. We got to get these views, baby.